Crow and Larry have switched bodies because of a magical orb, one of 5, and it's up to all of Larry's friends, including Mr. Death himself, to save them and switch them back. Is it possible? Or is it actually gonna work? Or are Larry and Crow gonna be stuck in each other's bodies? Make sure you stay to the end of the video to find out. This story is called Crow and Larry's Body Switch by Velociraptor 4545. We cannot let anybody retrieve this power, said the shaman, looking over one of the 5 orbs of souls. Not even our lord, said the Knights of Crow. The shaman nodded and then looked up in fear. I must flee, he said. A dark soul is coming. You must protect the switch orb. It shall be done, said the knights. The shaman fled to the back of his territory and summoned fan blowers. With a snap of his fingers, they blew him off. The last thing he saw before going to the farmlands were the amber eyes of Vulcan. So we have orbs of power. 5 orbs of power, and I'm guessing they're inside the cave. It seems we have a whole bunch of units outside the cave. Let's take a look inside. And here are the Knights of Crow defending the orb of switching, the switch orb. I wonder what this one's going to do. Here we have some musketeers and what seems like the armies of Vulcan, including Da Vinci himself. And where is Vulcan hiding in all of this? There he is, safely surrounded by all of his men, like the coward that he is. And here's the shaman of Crowism on his way to the farmlands, being blown away to go and find, most likely, Larry and Helga. So the armies of Vulcan are about to grab and acquire the switch orb. I wonder what the switch orb does as they attack and swarm in on the Knights of Crow. Oh, this is so unfair. There's so many units, but luckily you can defend a cave. Okay, maybe you can't defend a cave. It was normal before the shaman came down. The children were playing with Joseph, Mike, who was Larry's son, if you can't remember, and Speedy the raptor. Roger and Lizzie were talking about Larry and Helga's plan, and Larry and Helga were speaking about going on holiday. All of a sudden, the shaman appeared and Larry disappeared. I must tell you something you shall not enjoy, mumbled the shaman in shame. So over here we have Roger and Lizzie seemingly having a good time on their own. Maybe this is their home. Maybe this is where they live now. Over here we have all the kids, including the raptor. I love raptors. Raptors are awesome. And then over here you have Helga, Ricky, and Bjorn talking to the shaman of Crowism, who is bad news. And then poor Larry is being kidnapped by the harpooner. Dropkick, and now Larry has gone missing. Crow exited Mount Crow with confusion. The bodies of the Knights of Crow? How? Then he looked up to see multiple harpooners and Vulcan. So what is going on? Does Vulcan have the quote-unquote switch orb? And here's the Knight Crow. This is our lovely god. And over here you see a bunch of Vulcan's units. Poor Crow. Going against this massive army, absolutely unfair. I really want to know what the switch orb is all about. That's what I'm itching to find out. Crow and Larry woke upon a long piece of wood, and they realized they were above strangely colored water. Ha! You are less resistant than I believed. Also, Larry, lay off the pickle sandwiches. Jeez! Just carrying you, I could smell them, said Vulcan, clearly still smelling the pickles. Now let's see how you like each other's bodies. Ha 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 ha! They were then blown into the strangely colored water and saw a strange orb within it. So here is Crow, here is Larry, and apparently the switch orb is in the water. And apparently it needs water to do the switching as Crow and Larry are blown into the water. And it seems like Crow and Larry are about to switch bodies. I think Crow awoke on an island, but felt different. He tried going into his invisible form, but when he tried to fly into it, he just fell back to the ground. Huh? He questioned himself. Looks like we got ourselves a meal, said a cannibal captain. Get away from Larry, said Kira. Then Crow put everything together. He couldn't fly. He was shorter, and he couldn't see Larry anywhere. Oh no, he said. Put down units to make Kira's crew. Oh, I love putting down units. Lots some pistol people. Put the pistol people right here. And then some blunderbuss people right here. And then some harpooners, cutlass throwers, and cutlasses. So it seems that the Crow and Larry have switched bodies by this orb. And the funny part is, this is one of 5 orbs. So I wonder what the other 5 orbs are going to do. It seems that these pirates are now being surrounded on either side. You got Larry on the one side, and who's about to be... Oh, no. Yeah, Larry's dead. Oh, sorry, that's Crow, not Larry. And then Kira and her units are coming in to hopefully try and save who they think is Larry, but is actually the god Crow. The main question I have is, Does the god Crow still have his god powers? Like, can I use my god powers to help these fights anymore? Or are we at the mercy of these units? What's happening? There we go. Kira has won. What's going to happen next? Larry woke up next to a fisherman who had a bolt through his heart. Then Zeus appeared. Crow Jack, I have come to end your reign, he said. Crow, oh, that's what Vulcan meant, said Larry. Suddenly, Minnie and Ricky and the Emperor appeared. Must have been him. So now Larry, guys, is inside of Crow's body. Can Larry use god powers? We don't know. But it seems that they're going to be fighting off this really big army. I hope this army can defeat all these units, because I can't use god powers, not when Larry's inside of Crow's body. Larry has no idea how to use god powers. Minnie is down. Crow is down. The Emperor is trying to fight off all these units, not doing so good. Ricky fell into the water. This is not going to end well, guys. This is going to end horribly. How are we going to get through this? How are we going to get through this? I'm going to take control of Ricky so I don't fall off when I throw all these ninja stars. This is what happened. Ricky fell into the water, which seems a little bit unfair. So I'm going to throw ninja stars like crazy, aiming for Zeus there in the back. I got Zeus almost down. Come on, Zeus, you can go down. Just go down like the little god you are. Yes. We did it. Vulcan, how dumb are you? Crow will take you down in no time, said Helga. And where is my husband? Oh, Crow is off duty today. Now, go to your prison now, or I'll take you by force, ordered Vulcan. Never! Shouted Benny. So it seems our lovely heroes don't know that Crow and Larry have had their bodies switched. And Larry in the body of Crow doesn't know how to use his god powers. And Crow in the body of Larry, well, he's a whole lot more useless stuck in the body of Larry. So Bjorn, Helga, Mr. Death himself, we've got General Phantom, you got Sarge, you've got the Shaman of Crowsm, Sammy the Scarecrow, General John, not Captain John, Roger, Lizzie, Benny, and Manny the Mammoth. Pretty much everybody's here as they try to fight off the massive horde of Vulcan's army. This is absolutely unfair. I'm also surprised that Vulcan doesn't have any of his ice giant friends. Usually the ice giants are on the side of Vulcan. Vulcan, the last time I remember seeing him, or the first time I remember seeing him, Vulcan was trying to get the ice giants to take over the world. Mr. Death himself putting up a great fight. Arrows piercing his body in every direction. Vulcan the Shouter got slashed by Mr. Death, and his tentacles doing a phenomenal job. The only problem is these ice archers, there's a dozen ice archers taking shots at an unprotected Mr. Death, who seems to be frozen in midair, getting colder and colder until he turns into a frozen skeleton corpse. Most people were taken to prison, and only Mr. Death himself and General Phantom escaped. They were trapped in the underworld. Vulcan always sent troops down there to capture them. So Mr. Death himself and General Phantom are here. Vulcan has sent troops, but a lot of little troops aren't very effective against Mr. Death himself, especially when he goes super psyched. You missed. Mr. Death, you have one job. Here we go. Here we go. Wow, Mr. Death himself can't seem to swing. There you go. Swing that scythe. You have one job. General Phantom is down, but Mr. Death himself won the day. What happened to our friends? Where's Crow? Where's Larry? 8 weeks later. Look, use my powers. Vulcan's found me, said Crow, running from berserkers. Yeah, about that. I don't know, said Larry, getting axed, and then went through the armor. So Crow is in Larry's body, trying to shout at Larry, who is in Crow's body, telling him to use god powers, and Larry, inside of Crow's body, is like, I don't know what I'm doing. And here come all the berserkers, getting completely destroying Crow and Larry, capturing them. I'm not sure if they're capturing them or they're killing them here. I'm hoping it's not the death one. Larry's friends were locked up in Varkham, which is like Batman's Arkham. Get it? Get it? Crow and Larry are about to be escorted to their cells. Then Mr. Death himself and General Phantom came to the rescue. So here's all their friends locked in Varkham, which is a great name. Here they all are, including the Raptor. Hey, buddy. And then we've got Crow and Larry. But all of a sudden, Mr. Death himself and General Phantom appear from behind and take over the battlefield, trying to break free Crow, Larry, and all the friends. Mr. General John is charged out of the prison, all the friends moving out of the prison, and Mr. Death himself has saved the day. Now that we know that their bodies are switched, how do we switch them back? Crow told everybody that they had swapped bodies. Before he could finish his sentence, they were hit on the head and cured. What? What? Hit on the head and cured? What is this? Avengers? When Hawkeye's like converted by Loki and Black Widow like knocked him on the head and he was like, how did you switch me back? And she was like, mental recalibration. I hit you really hard in the head. Are you kidding me? Is that what's happening right now? All right, Bjorn, you know what? Yeah, Minnie, Bjorn, give him a little smacks upside the head. Just a nice little knock on the noggin. Kira with the last smack, boom, sword to the face. That'll fix everything. What? You were cured? Shouted Falcon. Yes, and now to send you to the 4th dimension, said Crow, blasting Falcon through the floor with ballistas. Oh, I can't wait to do this. Mr. Falcon's going on a trip. Mr. Falcon's going on adventure. Mr. Falcon's going to the floor. Blister bolts send you to the 4th dimension. The end? Crow hosted a party on Falcon's defeat. Benny played Crow's favorite song. Everybody was dancing, but Death stood at the back. His eyes the same amber as Falcon's. Hey, Mr. Death, you coming? Asked Bjorn from the dance floor. But he didn't reply. He just stood there, repeating 4th dimension over and over again. That was an awesome story.